challenges and dangers of illegal migration are so poignant that is now been expressed via film. In the film, there are various scenes which highlight the sufferings endured by the migrants. In one scene, a flimsy vessel therein, on the way to Italy, is destroyed in a storm, resulting in the deaths of many, a scene which reflects the recent disaster off the coast of Libya, in which an estimated 900 migrants died in April. Mediterranean follows two migrants, Aiva and Abbas, as they endure physical and emotional hardships as they try to make their way to Italy. However, when they arrive in Italy, life is not as good as they expected. Their hardships continue.
And I understand that for maybe a lot of people, in light of the recent events, it seems like now it's it's very, very timely because of what just happened recently. But for us, it feels we almost felt late in telling the story because it's been a reality we've been living with and in for over 5 years now. And so I don't want to say that we're desensitized to these big tragedies, but it's something we've come to accept as reality.
The film also highlights how social media plays a role in influencing illegal migration. On one media platform, old friends are shown living a new life in Italy. The Western music also provides an allure for the two men to leave their homes.
I think that this is something that's true in the history of immigration forever. I mean, even Italians at the turn of the century, there were like immigrant newspapers, essentially like written and sent back to Italy, talking about all the profits and all the fruits of the labor and how well Italian Americans were doing in New York when really, many were living in tenement buildings with 15 people in one small room. And I think that like it's part of the immigrant experience to sort of like project a certain level of success back home.
Carpignano's fascination with the issue of immigration came about after the riots in Rosarno in Italy in 2010. He moved to Calabria to understand the situation better, and most of the actors in the film are people who had been through the experiences. Although the film shows scenes of racism and cruelty towards the migrants, it creates a balance by showing scenes of charity and church workers helping them. For Carpignano, it was important to not just focus on the harsh trials the two friends face.
We didn't want to do that because when I moved down there, what I found to be incredibly inspiring was like the resilience of the community down there. Like, yes, they're dealt a bad hand, but they're going to do anything they can to make the best of their situation.
This is indeed a film worth making, as figures from the International Organization for Migration show more than 1,750 migrants perished in the Mediterranean since the start of the year, more than 30 times higher than during the same period of 2014.
Well, joining us in studio is our own film expert, Mr. Koye Shotade, who is one of us. Thank you for joining us on Network Africa.
I'm glad to be here, Cynthia.
Yes, we're glad to have you. Now, this film clearly depicts what not only happens to migrants, the dangers of the sea, but what precedes that journey. Now, I'd just like to ask you what role films could play in resolving crisis like what we're seeing happening in the Mediterranean.
Film has always been used for developmental purposes and also for propaganda purposes, all sorts of things. Film is a big tool and it's a great medium for education as well, as we have training videos and so many other things. So this film is very important and crucial and timely at this time. This style of filmmaking is called realism. It implies a concern to depict or describe accurately or objectively a situation. And what this man, Jonah Carpignano, who has been around for quite a while, he's been in film festivals, doing short films in Venice Film Festival before he came to Cannes Film Festival. He's been around making short films. What he's doing is making what might be termed as docudramas, coming out with a certain style of filmmaking to make people be aware of what is actually happening in that area of his native Italy. He's from Italy. He's from southern Italy. So he understands the migration issue and how the migrants had come. He actually met two of the migrants who became characters in his film. So the end result of this is that it's going to create awareness for all those, especially in Europe, who do not know what actually these people go through when they go through these boat journeys and the reason why they're making these dangerous journeys, and eventually try to plug the holes, that is, quench the fire from the base.
So what kind of what kind of impact do you think this film is going to have, especially since it's capturing the situation so well?
It's a great method to educate people, especially in our Africa. You cannot go around anymore with horns and megaphones and try to educate people, to tell them what this is about. Show this short film on television and in places, you know, in villages and things like that, especially in the areas where these migrants come, and they really, it's this what really goes on when my child or my, you know, my son or my daughter embarks on this journey. It will make them think twice before making this kind of journey.
Well, Mr. Quaye Shozade, thank you very much for joining us. We're really glad to have you on the show.
I'm glad I could be here, Cynthia.
Well, that's where we're going to have to leave it on this episode of the program. Many thanks for watching. We'd love to hear from you right here on Network Africa. Feel free to reach out to us either via email or Twitter. The address and handle are right there on your screen. As always, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. I'm Cynthia Araya. Bye for now.